Hey guys, I'm Bob Brennaman. I'm a realtor here in Charleston, and today's topic is going to be the steps to buying a home in Charleston, South Carolina. You know, one of the first things that I think you really need to do is to hire a realtor, and you know, whether that realtor is me, a buyer's agent, or another buyer's agent, I think it's essential you have somebody in place that's advocating for you. You don't want the seller's agent because their loyalty is to the sellers and not to you. When you go to a construction site where they're building houses, you have an on-site agent whose loyalty is to the developer, and they're kind of drinking the Kool-Aid as to about that community, and that's their goal to sell it, which is nothing wrong with that. But you need somebody to advocate. So assuming that you hire me at the Brennaman Group, Bob Brennaman, and we start working together, we're going to get together in person or on the phone, and depending on where you are in the buying process, and we're going to kind of talk about your goals. If it's early on, we're going to talk about areas to focus on, and we're going to work from that way. If you're ready to buy, we're going to really start drilling down on the actual house that's going to be the perfect fit. Because I think it's important, first of all, to find the right area that whether it's commute time or for your kids or for your lifestyle. So that's big in the front part of what we do. So once we find that house that you want, we're going to write a contract, and a contract in South Carolina is written middle of the road, so it protects the seller, protects the buyer. And a customary close window on a contract here is about 30 to 45 days. It can vary just based on a lot of things. The things that most buyers need to be aware of about the contingencies in a contract. There's a contingency for home inspection, there's a contingency for financing, and there's a contingency for appraisal. There's other contingencies in a contract, but those are the main ones that you want to understand, and ones that I'll explain to you. So 30 to 45 days in, we write the contract, and the seller accepts it. We have a meeting of the minds. It's called ratification, or an executed contract. Basically means that we agree to agree. We're going to have about 10 business days from that date when we agree to do the home inspection. And that's more or less our due diligence period to check out all kinds of things, but the home inspection is the main thing that happens during the first 10 days. As far as you, the buyer, being at the inspection, some people opt to do that. Some people schedule their day around being there. I could argue, you not being there allows the inspector to kind of focus on what he needs to do instead of talking the whole time, but that's, it's your call. But a lot of people we work with are out-of-town buyers, so they are not able to come to inspection. We will go on your behalf, whether it's me or it's my assistant Carrie will go, and the inspector is going to inspect the house. We'll be there while he does it. And about 24 to 48 hours after he's inspected it, he's going to have us a full report, detailed out line by line of things that need to be at least addressed and talked about. We're going to go in and pick out really the things that are your hot button items, and the things that we should expect that the seller, convey to us in working order. HVAC, the roof that's structurally sound, the plumbing's in good shape, those types of things. The inspection report and inspection request is not a catch-all to fix nicks in the wall and everything that could have gone wrong with a house over 10 years that's really cosmetic. I always say ask for what you want, you may get it, but a lot of times the best thing to do is to pick your hot button items, and the seller feels good about fixing those if he sees that there's 20 other items you didn't ask to have fixed. Assuming he comes back to us and says we're good to go, he'll repair your items and he sends it back to us over to us signed. We're ready to move to the next steps. And the next steps are basically going to be continuing to work with your lender. So I advise you, at this spot, is to really start pumping the stuff to your lender, and even before that, pumping the stuff to the lender that the lender has asked for. It is going to be a hard process sometimes with getting a loan today. Whether you're borrowing $10 or $10 million, you're going to find the banks want a lot of redundancy in paperwork, so it's going to be stressful. Go ahead and prepare yourself for that. And then at that point, we're going to hand the file off to an attorney. And South Carolina is an attorney state as far as real estate closings go. Some of you come from places where title companies do closings. Here in South Carolina, an attorney is going to close it. His responsibility really is to take it from as soon as we finish the inspection and run it all the way to close. So he's going to get the file. We're going to be in touch with the attorney, handing it off, and then after that, we're going to do the appraisal. I always recommend waiting to do the appraisal until we get through the inspection items, because you don't want to burn $500 on an appraisal and then the sellers come back and say we're not fixing anything that's wrong in the repair report. So we always advise telling your lender to hold that up until we get past inspection. Anyway, the attorney's going to take his side of it. He's going to do the title work. He's going to check to make sure there's no encumbrances on it. He's going to order a survey, do the things that he's supposed to do to get the file ready. Your lender's going to work on his side. While this is going on, you're going to want to start engaging insurance companies. and we have a good list that we can get to you. We're going to hand that all to the attorney. He's going to get the paperwork together. He's going to work it as a liaison with your lender, getting wiring instructions to everybody to get the funds all wired into his account so he can disperse when we close. So the attorney gets us the HUD statement. That's the last bit of paperwork you're going to have to review before you actually go to the attorney's office to sign. And the HUD is basically a list of all the seller items and the buyer items as far as their charges go. And you'll review that prior, and I'll review it with you prior to going into closing. Walkthroughs, and that's just basically where we go to the house that you bought the day before we close, or generally the morning of or day of close, and we'll walk through it to make sure the sellers are leaving it in good repair. We always will have the house clean for you, so as part of our closing gift to you, we're going to have a professional cleaner come in. So if it's not completely clean, we will make sure it is before you move in. But we'll do the walkthrough. Once we do the walkthrough, we're going to head over to the attorney's office, and the attorney is going to have all the paperwork there. He's going to go over it with us. Y'all are going to sign what you need to sign, and he's going to hand you the keys, and you're done. You bought a house. Hopefully this video was helpful to you guys today, and I think I covered all the major items that you're going to run into when you're buying a house in Charleston. Again, it could flex some based on situations and circumstances that sometimes come into play. But I'm here to answer any questions that I can. I'm Bob Brennaman with the Brennaman Group, and we are a longtime Charleston real estate company. Would love to help you guys out. You can reach us on the web at charlestonproperty.net, and you can always call us on the phone at 843-345-6074. Thanks so much, y'all.